Bruce Willis's family's surprising announcement that he was stepping away from his career as an actor due to aphasia has a lot of people wondering what aphasia even is.
And to learn more about aphasia and what causes it, we're joined by Dr. Frank McGeorge. And Frank, you say aphasia is more of a symptom than a true diagnosis.
Yeah, it is, Pam. So, I say that because the symptom of aphasia, which basically amounts to a problem with language and communication, is actually caused by an underlying problem in the brain. Now, most commonly, it's on the left side of the brain, somewhere in one of these two areas.
It's really quite something that aphasia affects more than over 2 million people in the United States. And it's actually more common than Parkinson's disease, cerebral palsy, and muscular dystrophy combined. And yet hardly anyone knows what it is.
That's Dr. Carol Prasad, director of the University of Michigan's aphasia program. The loss of language with aphasia can take different forms. Some people are unable to speak fluently. Others may be able to speak fluently, but the words don't make sense. And still others are unable to comprehend what's being said.
So just think of one day that you wake up and no longer can say I love you to your husband or wife, or read a bedtime story to your child. That's what often will happen in aphasia. What's really important to understand is that aphasia is a loss of language. It's not a loss of intellect. And yet many people will view that person with aphasia as being stupid, of having intellectual impairment, and are treated very differently. And it's extremely frustrating. They know what they want to say, they know what they want to do, but they really just can't communicate that to us.
Now, the most common cause of aphasia is a stroke, but other things like aneurysms, tumors, bleeding, trauma, infections, and even certain neurodegenerative processes can also produce aphasia. Now, depending on the underlying cause, people with aphasia can actually have significant improvement with intense speech and language therapy like the programs that are offered at U of M.
And Doc, I understand that there is a problem with language and communication. Does that also mean that speech is slurred?
Well, often if the aphasia is because of a stroke that causes facial weakness, the speech can be slurred. But remember here, slurred speech is actually not part of aphasia. If there is no weakness, the speech can actually be crystal clear, which actually makes it all the more puzzling to someone who doesn't understand what they're seeing.
Stunning to find it how common it is, right, compared to those other conditions that we just heard. All right, Doc.